the directress, the trained lady who will guide the child to these activities. The material is there, but we cannot give the material to every child as soon as he comes. Material work has to be done when there is a link between the teacher and the child. She will introduce the material to the child and then the child will work with it. But if you just leave everything in the hands of the child, then what will happen? Child will be misusing it. And they start playing with it. They start destroying it at times. But the teacher has first to settle the children. They should act in a relaxed way. How she will do it? She will do it through simple activities, physical activities, where she will involve the children. And that is the call of the teacher, to listen to her. When they will give attention to the teacher, then only will the real outcome be true. The teacher can involve the newcomers to settle down by giving them simple activities, such as we will all lift our chairs and make a straight line. And you can sit on those chairs. She can ask the children to put all the chairs under the tables in proper order, but very quietly without making a noise. And children develop these habits of working in silence. They are waiting for the teacher to give instructions to them. This is coming slowly and slowly, step by step. Child is developing interest in the things. But if you, as soon as the child then comes and you leave the child to pick up any of the material, then it is all useless. He will not be able to get the benefit of that. First, we have to relax the child, bring him to a path of normalization where he will adjust, he will form a link with his class fellows, and he will be able to listen to the call of the directress. The directress has to form the link between the child and the environment. When the children come, they are facing different types of problems. Not major problems, but little problems which are part of growing up. Some of them, they are having the coordination problem. They are young, they are still in the process of growth and settling down. So their coordination is still developing. If they drop something, or if they are clumsy, or they cannot handle things properly, it is not that the child is ill-mannered, he is a bad child, but it is the process of natural growth that he will develop with time. So the child is progressing by working with the things. Let the child handle the big things, the major things, which are easy but not immediately the apparatus. Another problem that the children face is they cannot communicate properly. There is lack of communication. That has to be understood by the directress. She will understand that. She will form the link with the child. She will communicate with the child, and the child will start working slowly and gradually. Another discipline which is very common is that one child starts misbehaving. He is running around the room, or he is lying down on the floor, or he is touching, and the others follow. First they start by laughing, then another child will do, then the third child will do. And you have a class full of naughty children. What to do with that? So Maria Montessori says that involve the child by some activity which will capture their interest. If you shout in that noisy scene, things will get worse. The children are noisy and you are shouting. But if you start talking softly, or if you whisper to some children, others will also want that. Because the teacher is the main point of interest. She is the person around whom all the children want to move about. They want to be involved with the directress. So if she will talk softly to them, then they will attract what she is saying. They will try to listen, and some of them will start getting quieter. So this simple call of the directress can act, as Maria Montessori says, that the magic point. If everybody is noisy and you talk softly, then others' voice automatically slows down. it depends on the situation and also from child to child how things are being done. We cannot generalize, we cannot give fixed rules for everything. That this is the thing we have to do and child will follow like that. We have to follow in a way which is the need of the situation. Sometimes children are noisy, and Maria Montessori gives the example that there was a piano in the class and the teacher very loudly played one stroke, struck the chord. There was a loud noise and all the children, they were startled and they stopped making the noise and looked where the music is coming from. So according to the situation, you have to deal with the needs of the child. Discipline will come slowly and gradually. Do not expect that the child will be perfect. And for the new and the inexperienced directress, it becomes very difficult. That's why Maria Montessori always approved of the thing that the inexperienced directress should be helped by the experienced person. She should be given guidelines, and you should discuss the situation from time to time with the children. What the children are doing, you will discuss with the experienced person. Maybe they can give you better guidelines. The teacher has to be a good observer. She has to observe the activities of the children. Are they just doing it for the sake of doing? It is just an action, or they are doing due to some inner urge. When the child is doing due to inner urge, then his interest is real, it is deep-rooted, and child will give you a good response. But sometimes children, just for the sake of being busy, they start picking up one thing after the other. And that is not the time when you will see any development or any progress in the child's learning. The child has one aim, and that is self-development. Every child goes through the process that he has to become an independent person, a complete person by his own efforts. So whatever the child is doing, it has to be done with real interest, real concentration, or brought in the environment with the discipline. It is there, but it has to be developed. Nature has blessed the child with the ability that the discipline can be followed. But it is up to the adults around the child who will help the child move smoothly on the path of progress with discipline. Don't do this, don't do this. Why are you doing this? Now it's time for this. So, child cannot concentrate on any one activity properly. Let the child work with full concentration, let him work with his own interest, and when the cycle of activity is complete, the child will be happy, relaxed. Once the child is to handle the situation as is shown to him by the directress. So it is the directress who is responsible for all the things that are going on in the classroom, including the discipline, including the behavior of the child. And the first and most important thing is that there should be discipline. If there is discipline, then everything is under control. The situation is under control. And how we will do it? We will do it by involving ourselves with the child. Not only the presentations, but all activities and the simple activities where the child will be doing a simple thing like lifting a chair, arranging these things, and the teacher is with the child. Do not abandon the child at any time. Once you are involved with the child, then a deep rapport is built. And through that rapport, you can use it for maintaining discipline. So discipline is important. It is the hands of the directress, how well she will do it and in which way she will do it according to the situation. So there is hope for the new directress in this. Do not be disappointed, as Maria Montessori says, that it is not a fairyland with an ideal situation where the children will be perfect. and situation will be ideal, but it is something which you have to build up, which you have to make according to your needs. So according to that, we will care for the child and guide the child with love and care in order to maintain the discipline in our environments.
Minute moments, but she's there with us always for the lectures, for the workshop, for the seminars, and it's really good to see. No way. They say LMI is a one-way entry. You know, you can come, you can join, but you can't leave.
That is very true.
It is so true. And then Sir says with 100% surety, even if you leave, you always come back. So, because I believe it's obsession, or we are addicted to the knowledge, we are getting here ourselves. So the stress.
People will ask me, why are you going today? I said, I'm going back to PCC today.
Yeah, that's why you're looking so fresh. So she will be having her lectures after the tea break and the test break. Let us arrange the hall for the test, and I will request all my colleagues, Miss Amina, Shumaila.
Girls, please write your...
What is that? I don't know. When what was Manjib talking about? Energize, re-energize, and I hope the lectures won't make you de-energize. So, ready for the lecture? Yes. Sure? Yes. Since morning you are hearing lectures? Yes. Then it means you are very good. So, all right. What is the topic?
Teacher's preparation.
The teacher's preparation. Now, the thing is that, what is the noblest profession in the world? Tell me. Teaching. When the Holy Prophet brought us a new religion, and that was the ultimate religion, Islam, and he gave us the information about Islam, then what was that called? Any religion and the things, it's called teachings. Teachings of Islam, teachings of Christianity, teachings of Hinduism. It means religion, which is the foremost thing, which is the utmost thing, which is the base of our life. We have the word teaching with that. And anyone who teaches, who is he? A teacher. So the prophets, basically they are teachers, right? What was the first revelation on the Holy Prophet? Iqra bismi rabbikal lazi khalaq. पढ़ अपने रब के नाम से जिसने तुझे तख्लीक किया. Read in the name of the Lord who created you. That is what is teaching. And believe me, before I start my lecture, the lecture has already started. Before I start my talk, first of all, I think you should be very, very thankful to your Allah to your Rabb, to your God, whoever it is, to your Creator, that He has made you the selected one. You are the selected one. How? Allah Ta'ala has chosen you for the noblest profession of the world, and that is teaching. I am quoting about Islam because I am a Muslim, right? So I am not degrading any religion right now. It is said in our religion that a Hafiz of Quran can take 7 people along with him, and out of those, one is his teacher, the one who taught him Quran. Such is the role of the teacher. It is the mother who has the heaven under her feet. And after the mother, the foremost role is of the teacher. Right? We over here, all of us, we constantly keep on reading. Because research is one thing, study is one thing. If you don't do that, you're not getting the understanding of things. In Maria Montessori's days, it was said, not Maria Montessori, before her, her co-teachers before her were there. It was at that time, it was said, spare the rod and spoil the child. यानी मौला बख्श का इस्तेमाल नहीं करोगे तो बच्चे बिगड़ जाएंगे. मौला बख्श समझ गए ना? तो हम तो समझते कि हमारी थ्योरी है. अब इसका कोई, there is no concept of using a rod or a stick for the child, but yet there are teachers, there are ladies who are doing it. Even few days back, my bhabhi was telling me she is doing the internship, that the teacher, who is a Montessori directress, constantly tells the child, अगर बात नहीं मानी तो डंडे से मारूंगी, बाथरूम में बंद कर दूंगी. And she expects that she's doing internship, that she also acts the same way, and she keeps on telling her, आप बच्चों को कंट्रोल नहीं करती, एक हाथ लगा दिया करें जब माने नहीं. No, this is not the right thing. If you are not following the principle, doesn't mean that you are going to stop others from doing that. The difference between a teacher and a directress is that anyone can become a teacher. Anyone. A girl who has just done her matric can go and start teaching. But a directress cannot do that. She definitely has to go and do her Montessori course, get to know a thorough understanding of the system, get to know about the child. Only then she can go and teach in a Montessori. Now, the thing is that, are we following the pure Montessori system in the environment around us? No, we are not. We are not. It is a misfortune that we are not following it. Very less percentage is doing that. But when it comes to higher teachers for the school, they always say the teacher should be Montessori trained. Why? Because they know a Montessori trained teacher is a person who is going to understand the child, who is going to understand the system, and she knows of ways with which we can handle the children compared to someone who is not trained. But how does it happen? How does this teacher train herself? The foremost part of the teacher is to prepare herself. Alright. A teacher, when she goes for teaching, she has some preconceived ideas. I have to go to the class. The children will be noisy. The children will be disturbed. I'll have to control them. I'll have to take care of them. I'll have to maintain discipline. And she takes in advices from her friends who have been teaching. यार तुम तो पढ़ाती हो ना, तुम बताओ मैं क्या करूँ, पहली दफा पढ़ाने जा रही हूँ मैं. देखो बच्चों को इस तरह समझाना, बच्चों को इस तरह संभालना. Preconceived ideas, because she takes in her mind ideas. The class is full of noisy, restless children, and I have to take control of them. I'll become the controller of the class. I'll become the caretaker of the class. I'll become the captain of the ship. And how will I control? मुंह बंद, कोई आवाज नहीं आएगी, खबरदार एक आवाज नहीं आएगी. This is what is happening. Be quiet. And she says, no noise in the class. Be quiet. She screams and she makes the children quiet. This is a teacher. But a Montessori trained teacher, when she takes care of a class, she prepares herself. First of all, no preconceived ideas. She has to get rid of them. She must be knowing this, that I am not going to take this idea in my mind that the children are restless. Even if the children are restless, she will not understand that. She will understand one thing, that all these children who are there in front of me, they are there. Whatever they are doing, it is not their true nature. The true nature is hidden, like a flower which before blooming is like a bud. The children are like buds right now. And when the buds will open up the petals, what is going to come out?
Flower.
A beautiful flower. These are going to blossom. These are going to bloom. I have to know how to do it. She will have to wait patiently. Patience is the key point of a teacher. If you don't think you're patient, you cannot go and teach a class. You cannot go and direct a class. And I would very honestly say this, I'm glad to say this. Once you do the training of the Morsi teacher and we ask the students, what change have you felt in yourself? 100% of them say, ma'am, we have become patient. Before this, we used to scold the child. But now, something happens when we scold the child. We cannot scold the child, no matter what. Because we have come to know it is a sin to scold the child like this.